Tommy Daniels here, along with Allen American's head coach Steve Martinson. The Red, White, and You podcast is brought to you by Bank Solar. Marty, a busy last, we'll say, 48 hours for you on the transaction wire. Let's start, first of all, with the San Jose guys. We knew that this could happen, and I think you told me at the start of training camp that we're probably going to lose these guys early, but talk about the three talented players that walked out.
Well, first of all, they're all eligible for the playoffs. And that was one of the things that I looked at with Sachenko is, you just, and in the environment now with goaltending, it's just insane because, like we've loaned Mott, which is getting to that, and our other goalie, Marat, both to Bridgeport. So the goaltending situation is a bit of a nightmare for our league. But getting all those guys eligible, and obviously, they helped us win some games and, but they also took up some power play time and will be able to get some other guys out there. So I think some other guys will pick up the slack.
Yeah. And you talked about some guys possibly coming in. Can you share with us anybody that might be coming in to replace?
Well, I can't make any announcements because they're both Canadian. They both played here before. Fans will know them, but then they're coming in tomorrow. So they're familiar faces and they're going to help us win games and give us more depth.
Exciting to know. I can't wait for that announcement. Also, too, last weekend, very strange times with 3 games being canceled. I know for a coach, it's got to be a little frustrating because all of a sudden you're planning on having 3 games and it just changes overnight. How do you deal with something like that in preparing?
Well, I didn't make any secret. I was disappointed because they didn't claim any players off of waivers. It looked like to me they just threw the towel in. But, it depends on how many guys they actually have out. If they got 10 guys out, then you can't play them. If they got 5, 6 guys out, like when we played them, we had 3 guys out with COVID and, we had a couple of guys on the IR. So, but we, I was disappointed because we were getting LeBear's back for that series and Dyson back. And so anyway, I'm not sure when we're going to be able to make the games up. So it was really frustrating not being able to play, and especially looking forward to, after playing, at home the last time and we didn't have a good night.
Yeah. As we record this podcast today, it's exactly a month and a week since Dyson played last, and it wasn't even very much in that game in Tulsa. I know this has to be driving him nuts. I know how badly you want him in that lineup, but it's got to be driving him crazy that he first of all, that he couldn't play the games against Wichita because he wants to be in those games. But the fact that he's been unable to do anything for, reasons out of his control for the last month and a half.
Yeah, I mean, he's been frustrated, but, like I said, now that the silver lining, he's able to play, and that's what I could just look for. But I did make a comment to him because he didn't seem to be smiling much around the rink. He should be happy to be back and get out there. So I think he'll be, he's going to help us, and he's another hard guy to play against. And, I think we were scoring a lot of goals, but I don't think we were as hard to play against as maybe as well, certainly as we will be with with getting him and LeBear's back in the lineup.
And too, exciting for us. I mean, I looked at this. We won more awards in the first month of the season this year than we did the entire year last year. The 2 ECHL Player of the Week awards with Garefa and Mitchin, and then Mitchin wins the Player of the Month. Man, I mean, it's good.
I guess there's only 13 teams, so now we get a little bit more love. So yeah, I did. It was a little surprising for me to get those, the guys get those, but that was good. They deserved them. And yeah, I'm happy for them.
So here we go. 2 games this weekend. Kansas City, we haven't seen them yet, on a Saturday, and then Tulsa on Sunday. We'll start with Kansas City. They got off to a bit of a slow start, but they had a pretty big win last night in Utah.
Yeah, they had a bunch of guys out with COVID too, and their coaches were out. And then, the other thing that when that happens is, it's just like the 2 guys that we have out right now, they're not skating, they're not practicing. So if you have a whole bunch of guys out, it isn't like, you just flip the switch and everybody's back. And now, you've got to get guys back in game shape. So, and then some of the guys don't respond as quickly as others. Some guys are back to normal right away. Some guys that have breathing issues. So the interesting line is though, Kapellmaster, he was at that camp, and I know he was a guy that Thomas Spears liked and recommended because Spears told me about him in the summertime, and he works with Calgary, which is their affiliate. So there's a little bit of drama behind him being released and this and that. And I shouldn't say drama, but I mean, he's very motivated to go back and play against them. And he's looked really good in practice.
Well, one of the fun things to do is play with lines, and now you've got some opportunities. And you said for some guys to move up. I can't wait to see the line combinations. That's always one of my favorite things to do is predict what you're going to do and who's going to be playing with whom. And I'm sure you've already got that ironed out.
Well, I mean, the one new forward that's coming tomorrow, he's been skating. The one nice thing about being in Canada, even though the rinks are close, he's got a family farm and he's been skating outdoors on outdoor ice. I think they got a place on the lake or something. So he tells me he's going to be up to shape and running and, and able to play. And I think this is the last weekend that we play with 4 lines. After that, it goes down to, almost 4 lines, 19 players. So I'm expecting to play him, and the new goalie certainly will be in the lineup. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see who ended up playing with who.
All right, Marty, thanks for doing this. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Thanks, Tommy.